Previously on Quantum Break.
Is that?
Yep. Will's personal psychiatrist. Want to give it a try?
Toto. That's my signature.
You made this?
Jack. There's something you should know. 1999. I was 8 years old, playing in my backyard, and a woman approached me, told me she was from the future. She gave me very specific details of events that would come to pass. She gave me this. Filled with dates, events, proof of it all. Jack, that woman.
It was you. July 4th, 2010.
This is it. There's no turning back.
Hey, wait! What did you do? That was the wrong door. Where is she?
I had no choice. I couldn't let you take the countermeasure. It would put our entire plan at risk.
I'm gonna follow through with the plan, tie her up, and get as far away from here as you can. Beth?
What is up? ApexReaper here. Welcome back to more Quantum Break. Hope you guys are having a great day. Alright, let's read this journal. February 28th, 1999. Back in time. Here I am. Back in time. I've already lived once before. I had no idea how long I'll need to stay here. No idea what comes next. This isn't how it was supposed to go. This wasn't the plan. If I'm going to come to terms with what I'm going with what, then I'm going to need to write it all down. If I'm going to come to terms with all that, then I'm going to need to write it all down. Okay, that makes more sense. There's nobody to tell this to but myself. So, hello me. Again. This all started back in 2016. Jack and I kidnapped Dr. Admo. So it was kidnapping, not rescuing. We were supposed to use a time machine to travel back to 2010 and retrieve the countermeasure. I believe Dr. Admiral switched the date at the last moment. I heard Jack calling out, but it was too late. I was already inside. There was nothing to do but keep moving forward, and when I exited the corridor, I arrived in one place I never thought possible. The end of time. My greatest fear was realized. I'm still trying to grasp what that means. My entire life has been devoted to stopping the fracture. What I saw? Was it proof that it couldn't be stopped? I can't believe that there's a logic to all this, a meaning. I just haven't found it yet. I'm not ready to write down details of the end of time, not yet. The essential part of the story is that I found a way back. I spent a long time trying to fix William's machine, but somebody beat me to it. He set a course to the earliest time the machine could operate, the first time the core was activated, February 28th, 1999. I followed him through. That's when I found William, still alive, much younger than I had ever seen him. I warned him about the fracture. I told him that he was the only one who could create a solution. He begged me not to tell him anything else about the future. He said he couldn't stand living like that, being constantly aware of what will come to pass, his every action just part of a preordained dance. I wanted to tell him more, but I knew how he felt. William agreed to do what must be done. He agreed to build the countermeasure. This whole time, it was me who set him on that path. He was the machine. He says the machine doesn't have the sufficient chronon capacity to return me to the future. He says a jump that far would be really impossible without a substantial scientific breakthrough. Apparently, that hasn't happened yet. That's his way of saying I'm trapped in 1999. Second time around. So, here I am. July 19th, 1999. Time machine move equals success. I worked with Will to get the time machine moved. Had to make sure Serene wouldn't be able to use it to his advantage. So we moved it to the one place I knew it would be safe. Bradbury's swimming pool. Will spent a big chunk of his research grant buying the property. It's the one place I knew for sure that Monarch wouldn't find us. After all, they still weren't aware of it in 2016, which means this is the new home for the time being. Will refuses to build a countermeasure here. He says that it has to be done at his workshop. He chose that location to build the time machine for a reason. Something about abnormal chronon density abnormalities. However, whatever. Didn't seem to concern him that the very people that we need to hide from know about his workshop. Probably doesn't matter that he won't let me tell them who those people actually are. Guy's almost as stubborn as his brother. Now that the move is complete and Will is on his way, all I can do is wait. Not liking the idea of that. Keeping busy was the only thing that distracted me from the eerie nature of being trapped here. I guess I should look at the bright side. Second chance of having a killer Y2K party. September 5th, 1999. Little me. The most surreal experience. Her eyes looked so full of life. Looking to the clouds, invulnerable to the world around her. She looked full of life. She looked happy. It was me. I knew the day was coming. I knew that I had to go see her and set her on the mission so she would do what needed to be done. So that someday she would become, well, me. She was in the backyard. Bright red, duffel coat, playing, simple pleasure. It's strange. I remember the small details so differently the first time around. When I was a child, that woman who came to see me seemed like an angel. A limitless source of wisdom, gifted me with purpose. Now, I was that woman. Trembling, a lump of stomach, nervous as all. It didn't matter. I knew she was too young to see those things on my face. I gave her the notebook. I told a small child to give up those simple pleasures, to pursue a life that would bring nothing but pain and hardship. I promised her it would all be worth it, that she would make a difference, that she would save the world. She believed me. January 1st, words, 2000. Epic Y2K party. Ate bagels with cream cheese and watched Buffy reruns in a drained swimming pool. Party on. September 11th, 2001. 9/11. Ugh. I tried to stop it a second time. I warned them. I told them exactly what was going to happen. Nothing changed. I came to terms with the fact that none of this could be changed as a child. But since then, I've seen things that make me desperate to prove myself wrong. Desperate to believe what I've seen cannot come to pass. I tried to stop the rise of Monarch. I tried to stop Paul Serene. Both versions of him. Oh, there's two Paul Serenes. No, that's... Holy crap, that didn't click in my head until that sentence right there. Well, 4 words. Every action was negated by the force of a timeline that cannot be bent or broken. Where are we in the thing? Oh, we're still quite a ways. I tried to stop tragedy as well. Jack's parents, Christmas in 1999. I knew what happened to them. This time I was there. Car crashed exactly as it was supposed to. My present only led to what happened, as it always did. I went to the funeral. I watched Jack cry. I watched Will build up a wall around himself. I watched 2 brothers change forever in that moment, and I could do nothing about it. Now this? May 2nd, 2002, Monarch. They spotted me near William's workshop. Barely got out of there alive. After all this time, Serene is still obsessed with finding me. He won't give up until he does. Has to be more careful in the future. May 2nd, 2003. The end of time. Been having recurring nightmares about what I saw. I've been dreading about this, but it's time. I have to write it out. It's the only way to move past it. In 2016, I entered the time machine, intending to travel back to 2010. That didn't happen. Dr. Admiral changed the date. When I exited the machine, I arrived at the end of time. The fracture had run its course. Time had stopped altogether. The entire world was frozen in one hanging moment. I was the only one still able to function. Or so I thought. Then the shifters came. I could still hear them. Their sounds echo through my dreams. The entire world was still, except me. They really don't like movement. I stepped out of the machine into the one thing I spent my entire life trying to prevent. The fracture was never fixed. I was living through the proof. The first hours were the hardest. I was living through a nightmare that I couldn't wake from, surrounded by constant reminders that my mission would fail. Never able to stay in one place because the shifters were always searching, always hunting. I wasn't alone. I discovered the first evidence of this a few days in. I heard the shifters become agitated, but I was nowhere near them. They were following somebody else. Paul Serene, a younger Paul. Scared, weak, vulnerable. He found me, tried to convince me that we needed to work together to help each other through. He found out very quickly that I wanted him dead. He had no training, no killer instinct. But he had those powers. And all I had was a chronon harness. The end of the world, the only two people left, we became sworn enemies. I can't be sure how long we spent there. It could have been months. Could have been years. When time doesn't move, it feels like an eternity. Our grip on reality slipped away, trapped in an endless loop of brutal survival. Though we were enemies, there was a strange bond formulated through that suffering. We've shared an experience that no other humans have ever endured. Eventually, Paul managed to get William's time machine working. He was convinced that he needed to travel back to the earliest possible point in order to stop this from all happening. He yet to learn that the past couldn't be changed. I followed him through the time machine, but he escaped. He formed Monarch, built an empire. I watched the birth of a monster. I can't escape the feeling that my actions helped shape what I had become. Maybe I could have guided him. Maybe if I hadn't tried to hunt him down and kill him at the end of time. That couldn't be my part in all this. There has to be more. I wake up in a cold sweat most nights. I hear the shifters coming. I can almost feel their presence. Most of my experience at the end of time has become a blur in a memory. But there's one detail that I can't shake. One detail that brings my entire mission into question. One detail that haunts me. 2021. Ooh. February 3rd, 2005. Hobbes. 5 years into the countermeasure will be complete. I spent most of my days training. I don't know what happens once the device is finished, but being prepared is my specialty. I still wonder if Jack will follow the plan, if he'll emerge from the machine in 2010. Best not thinking about it. I'm not giving up, but I can't let those thoughts consume me. I need to focus on the present, focus on what's in front of me. That's the mantra that keeps me going. Just focus on the present. So I decided to take on some hobbies. Try poetry, got depressed. Dabbled with a guitar for a while, smashed it against the wall. Then I started experimenting with graffiti. Seems to be working out okay for me so far. It's fulfilling on a few different levels. Partially as a form of self-expression, partially as a means to release, partially just mess with people. What happens when Joe analyzes some graffiti on the wall one day, builds an interpretation in his head, and 3 years later his depiction of the image comes true? I'm not sure. But it's fun to think about. I can't change anything, but at least it gives me the illusion of some kind of power. That illusion is what keeps me holding on. Sometimes I leave anonymous notes in people's mail boxes telling them what will happen next week. I watch their reactions from afar. Voyeurism and graffiti. That's my life these days. Focus on the present. October 8th, 2007. Jack. I started watching him recently. I know Marnik is tracking him, so I kept my distance. I wasn't sure why I felt the need to follow him, to watch his life from the outside. But now I think I understand. I met Jack in the wake of his brother's death. On the onset of the fracture, worst days of both of our lives. He was broken. That's the only Jack I ever knew. There's some kind of comfort in seeing him happier in his happier times. I watched his band play a gig nearby. Whatever, band. Whiny emo music. Definitely a music moment. A movement I didn't need to live through a second time. But I actually would love to see him play in an emo band. I didn't need to live there a second time, but there was something pure about seeing him up there, letting it all out. He never had an easy life. It was nice to see that he found a way to release all that. He just looked happy. It made me forget everything else. The nightmares stopped for a while after that. So I kept following him. It gave me something else to focus on. I spent most of my life hiding who I am. What I know. I know Jack for less than 24 hours, but he's the only person I've opened up to about everything. I told him the truth. He believed me. I wish I could thank him for that. I'm not sure what I'm going to tell him if he comes through that machine on July 4th, 2010. What will he think when he sees me? 11 years will have passed. I look like I've aged 3 lifetimes since then. And for him, it could be only a matter of minutes. What do I say? That I saw the end? That this all might be for nothing? I was one who believed without question that we would stop the fracture. That confidence has now been replaced with insecurity, weakness. I fear letting him see that. I fear that he'll see the doubt in my eyes. For years, I felt invincible, full of hope. I am not that woman anymore. I'm scared. December 11th, 2017. 7. Not 17, 7. Where am I in the list? Okay, we're at the bottom. Memory. Tonight I painted something at the university campus. It was only after I was finished and stepped back and looked at what I realized I've seen it before. About a decade ago. Remains of something painted on the wall but washed away. It was a jolt. Is all this futile? Nothing sticks. Nothing has changed. All of it washed away by the river of time. Stupid time travel. July 9th, 2008. Will. I've been in contact with Will every 6 months or so. A short exchange just to get an update on his progress, building the countermeasure. He's still at least 2 years away from completion, but he's now confident that now that he knows how the countermeasure will work. He told me that the countermeasure will be able to reverse a fraction time, but in order to do so, it must be activated earlier in the escalation of the fracture. Once the fracture runs its course, once the end time is reached, he believes the countermeasure will be rendered ineffective. I asked him what it would mean if the end of time ever occurred. He said it would mean that the fracture was never stopped. It would mean that we failed. July 21st, 2008. Everything I have done has been for nothing. July 4th, 2010. Final entry. The day is here. Soon I will receive word that William has completed the countermeasure. I'm sure of it. I've come to accept that this doesn't mean we will succeed. I've come to accept that my mission was a lie. But I'm not giving up. Lie or not, I devoted my life to this cause. It gave me meaning. It's all I've ever known. Even if I've seen the proof that it won't succeed, I'm not giving up. I will dedicate every ounce of courage I have left to seeing this through. I'll retrieve the countermeasure. I'll keep it safe until 2016. I will do everything in my power to activate it when the time comes. I will fail, but I will fail knowing that I did everything in my power to save the world. For years, I hoped this would be the day when I would see Jack again. I've given up that hope. This mission has started with me alone, and that's how it will end. This will be my final entry. That was 17 minutes of reading that one journal. Can we not do that again? What's this?
I can't do this anymore. I can't. I can't fucking do this.
Dang. That had to be a lot of torture to put yourself through. You know? Like that's... Hi. A serious amount of torture. Is it up here? There it is.
All right, that's that.
Oh, I didn't see how many intel things there are. We'll see right here.
11 years.
That sucks. 11 years of doubting yourself. Constantly doubting yourself and everything you've done your entire life. Holy crap.
I'll unlock the door.
Let's talk
So
about it.
where's Will? Where's the countermeasure?
The countermeasure's at William's workshop, where he built it.
Then that's where we go.
Yes. That was the plan. Just have to unlock this. My supplies are upstairs. We'll need to get them. There's so much you don't know that you never saw. I gave up on the idea that you would ever come.
I need to know we're still in this together.
I told you once our fate is already laid out for us. I still believe that. More than ever.
What have we got here?
I'm just worried what that might mean.
It means we finish this.
So you set all this up, and yeah. It's all starting to, like, I'm reliving all this stuff and thinking about all the stuff we've seen in this game so far.
You need gear? Take whatever you need. The rest of it's going in the river, along with everything else I brought here.
Okay, so we want
That's a little drastic.
tactical SMG.
My time here is done, Jack. I have to erase my presence. Let me know when you're ready to go.
Full auto shotgun. No, I don't want any of those. You gonna tell me my carbine rifle? Okay, cool. Am I supposed to talk to you? Yeah, I am.
Ready when you are, Jack.
I'm not ready yet.
Okay. The countermeasures at Will's workshop. We find it, then what?
You bring it back here, use the machine, and return to the future. Use it to stop the fracture. That was always the plan.
That is still the plan.
Yes.
You followed Paul to 1999. Why did he travel so far back?
To form Monarch. Prepare for what's coming.
You kept tabs on him.
And he's kept tabs on me.
We know all this. Oh, except for that. Martin Hatch receives result. Every promotion Hatch receives results from a trail of blood. We didn't know that. Yeah. Well, he's using his knowledge of the future in order to get all the money because he knows all the stocks. Because he's a smart dude and paid attention to all that. I'm good. We're good to go. That's pretty cool. Like, all the weapons are there. Hi.
I can't imagine what happened to you. When you entered that machine, I wanted to go after you, but I didn't know where Sophia sent you or how to find you.
You made it here. It's all that matters. You followed the plan.
Whatever happened to you, change it.
Don't.
We can fix this.
Don't.
We can undo this.
You still don't get it. It can't be changed. No matter what we do, the pieces fall in all of the exact same places. I've tried. Over and over.
I can't just sit back and do nothing.
You have to let go. Jack. You have to let go. I've seen it. The end of time. That is where she sent me. I was there. I've been fighting this fight my entire life, and I saw us fail. I saw where this leads. I just don't know anymore. I don't know if we can win this thing.
Then we'll die finding out.
Oh. Will's Workshop 2010, Act 4, Part 4. Uh-oh. I think we're going to Serene. Long enough loading screen. We're definitely going to Serene. I did learn there are 5 acts in this game. Come on. Really long loading screen. Yeah, we can watch the episode that's gonna follow. It's gotta be. Part 4 is usually we make a decision, episode ensues, then we're on part 5. Hey,
I don't know a
that thing.
fraction of the hell that Beth went through, what she experienced when she saw the end of time, how that changed her like it changed Paul. Followed by 11 years of living like a ghost. Beth I'd known had laser focus. This Beth, she had doubts. You okay?
Yeah.
But the countermeasure, the one thing that could set things right, was waiting for us at Will's workshop.
There it is.
In 2010, Monarch didn't own the area yet. That came shortly after because of what happened with you. But we knew William was building something new in his workshop, and we knew it must be important. We were monitoring the place.
Yeah, Beth knew about your presence. She'd done spying on her own. We came over the rooftops to avoid detection.
He's all passed out.
Does Will know we're coming?
No, he doesn't.
Well, he does because you told him not to be there today.
We're stuck working on the 4th of July. I know. Who the hell turned out the
Whoops. Sorry.
goddamn power outages this week? That's the last straw.
From this point on, we may be in their sights. We need to be quick.
But isn't there a thing over there? Ah, screw it. I don't need it.
Hey, Will?
He's not here. I made sure of that.
What? Why? He's the only one that knows how to use the countermeasure.
Which is why he needs to be kept safe. In case... things go bad.
Fine. We get the device, then you lead me to my brother.
Sure.
Now, where do we find this thing?
Will said he secured it inside a safe. Somewhere in the building.
All right, Will. Where'd you hide that safe?
We'll find it.
11 years. Building this thing was his life for 11 years.
Yeah.
That was only 5 objects. That's not too bad.
It's April 2nd, 1999. It's been about a month since the incident. Since I was shot by the man from the future. Since Wilder. I've moved the machine.
Hey.
Hidden it.
Don't push me out of the way.
I wish I could destroy it, but I made it tell me as little as possible. The more you know about what'll happen, the worse it'll be. We're all puppets. I can take that for as long as I can't tell the difference. I think she understood. Doesn't matter anyway. She told me the fracture is gonna happen because of what I did. I have to fix it. I have to. I don't know how yet. I have to build a countermeasure of some kind. I know the theoretical mechanism of the field's collapse, but how to stop it, let alone reverse it. It'll take years of research. I have no idea how to do this. How to pay for it. I don't know. Wilder's from the future, and she came to me. I have to assume And I was successful, right? Why else would she come to me?
That is kind of cool, though. Like,
He was planning on giving it to you.
okay.
And it was stolen before he ever had the chance. Which means this is the only way it can play out.
But that is kind of cool. If someone came to you from the future and like sought you out, like that, like make you feel real good. Can I reach that? You'd be like, yeah, I'm the only one that could ever do something about this. This long? Not really. June 7th, 2010. The countermeasure is near completion. It should be calibrated. I should be celebrating. I should be excited. 11 years of work is coming to an end, but there's a weight on my mind. I can't shake it off. Jack came to see me. He found out that I sold our parents' house to continue funding our research. Understandably, he was furious. After all, the house was left to both of us. He doesn't understand the necessity of what I'm doing here. Talking turned into yelling. Yelling turned to pushing. He told me it wasn't mine to sell. He told me they were his parents, too. He told me that I was a piece of poop. I was angry. I couldn't contain myself. And then I said it. I still don't believe the words that came out of my mouth. I told him it was his fault. The car crash. I told him he was to blame for everything we've been through. I knew it was one thing that could truly hurt him, and I used it. I can justify my actions as a result of months of fatigue, frustration, lack of sleep. It was wrong. I knew it as soon as I said it. He just stood there, devastated, for what felt like minutes. I could see a wall building between us. He told me he's leaving this town. He's never coming back. That was 3 days ago. I haven't been able to reach him since. Can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't concentrate. I know the countermeasure will be finished soon, but that victory is a hollow one now. I spent 11 years building a device to save the world. The only thing that kept me going all this time was the fact that there was one person in the world that I needed to protect, no matter what cost. I just lost him. Dang. Must feel like a jerk now. Oh, man, a radio?
Hey, River Boy. I'm pretty sure you folks are having a better time than I am. Old Bobby's still stuck in the studio just a little while longer. Whereas all of you folks are out there enjoying what I hope are spectacular 4th of July parties. So set up some fireworks, eat a little too much, drink until every joke you hear is funny, and spend some time with your loved ones. Appreciate the good things in your life, you know? This country ain't perfect, but it's still pretty damn good, and it's sure as hell worth celebrating. I'm about done here myself, and I can't wait to get home, crack open a beer or 3, and kick back with the people I love most. We're gonna appreciate that this year's better than last year, and we've all got good things to look forward to. And isn't that what today's really all about? Being safe and free, not having to be afraid, knowing that we've made a future for ourselves, and that it's all gonna be all right. Yeah. Riverport, this is Bobby Radford signing off for tonight. Wishing all of you a happy Independence Day.
There's some things you need to know. You're the only one who can stop it.
There's no theoretical groundwork. It could take even years to build.
And it will. You'll have to keep it a secret. Even from the ones you love. It's the only way to keep them safe. You witnessed one, didn't you? An echo.
Yeah. It was you.
A long time ago now.
This must be where he built it.
Is that all 5? What is
You'd
the
been
thing?
there before. Witnessed flashes through time. I assume pieces of that puzzle had come together since.
And some are yet to come.
Let's see here.
It was all there on the board. The details of his downward spiral. His work consumed him. Became some kind of desperate obsession. He was never the same.
I kind of want to read this. Call Jack on his birthday. Apologize to Jack for not calling on his birthday. June 2nd, don't forget. Don't forget what? Thanksgiving, remember. Pay electricity. Get electricity to turn back on. Jack's birthday equals June 2nd. Buy groceries. Get Beth update on status. Erase this. June 2nd. Apologize to Jack again. GMDR. What does this note mean? Buy whiteboard eraser. Met with bank for loan. Shower first. Shower. Jeez, dude. Can't remember anything? I thought I was bad. I remember things.
The device wasn't there, but it must have been at one time.
Okay.
The power setup wasn't working, but it must have worked at some point.
Maybe I can rewind time to get this working. Yeah. Try to find a way in.
Ah! Missed.
Hey, I did it.
Oh,
Door's unlocked.
cool.
Come take a look at this.
I will. That all? Yes.
He didn't leave the code. But I can crack it. I just need some time to...
Somebody's here.
It's Monarch. I knew it. I knew they'd find us.
I'll take care of it. Just get that safe open, stay inside.
Yeah. Okay.
You'd been spotted the moment you arrived. You never had a chance. You were on a suicide mission.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna lie down and just give up without a fight. Not then, not ever.
What
Okay.
are you gonna do?
Just gonna do the outro.
I'm gonna make sure they don't get anywhere near the countermeasure.
No, I'm doing an outro. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Next episode, we fight Monarch and other things. I have no idea what's gonna happen. If you're new and you haven't subscribed for more content, feel free to share this video and comment down below. And until next time, I'm ApexReaper. You all stay positive. Thanks for watching.
Afraid of the dark? Are you scared?